Initially, I was scared and, nervous and concerned about heart failure and what that would mean for me in my life.
Heart failure can sound like a frightening condition, but thanks to the emergence of effective medications and surgical advances, many people with heart failure are living their lives to the fullest.
We can radically improve symptoms, and we can substantially improve the function of the heart just with appropriate medical therapy and give people a much improved outlook and prognosis.
Welcome to Healthy Body, Healthy Mind. I'm Dr. Perry Kritchmar. 5 million Americans are living with heart failure, and there are an additional 700,000 cases diagnosed each year. For people over 65, heart failure is a leading cause of hospitalization. But heart failure is not a death sentence, and you're about to meet patients who are living proof. Having heart failure means that the heart is not able to pump blood as well as it should. Despite the condition's ominous-sounding name, heart failure typically does not involve the sudden loss of heart function, as is the case during a heart attack. Instead, our hearts tend to weaken over time.
The heart does not actually fail. The heart loses its ability or its capacity to compensate, to be able to adjust to this new weakness.
Patients simply need to be attuned to their bodies. So, for example, if you're dealing with an older individual and they're beginning to wind down, don't accept that you're winding down. There is usually a physiological cause. That means that there's something amiss with your body that's causing you to wind down. And not infrequently, it's heart failure.
The left ventricle, which pumps oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the body, is often the first of the heart's 4 chambers to be affected by heart failure. As its pumping ability decreases, blood flow slows down and excess fluid can build up in the tissues throughout the body. In some heart failure patients, structural changes known as cardiomyopathies affect the heart's functioning. In a dilated cardiomyopathy, the left and right ventricular chambers are enlarged. In a hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, the walls of the heart thicken. In a restrictive cardiomyopathy, the heart has smaller ventricular cavities and thick walls. Heart failure is not a disease. Rather, it is a condition or a set of symptoms brought on by other underlying problems, such as abnormal heart valves, abnormal heart rhythms, heart muscle disease or inflammation, heart defects present at birth, diabetes, severe anemia. While these conditions can contribute to some cases of heart failure, the overwhelming number of cases of a weak heart or heart failure are caused by either chronic high blood pressure or a previous heart attack. A heart attack can disrupt the heart's electrical and mechanical function and causes the heart to beat less efficiently and, on occasion, to beat irregularly. This leads to the symptoms of heart failure. Chronic hypertension or high blood pressure can cause the heart to enlarge, thicken, and to later become bloated, swollen, and weak. The symptoms or warning signs of heart failure can include shortness of breath, persistent cough or wheezing, swelling in the feet, ankles, legs, or abdomen, fatigue, nausea, confusion, and an increased heart rate. But many people don't even realize that they have heart failure until years after it has started. Keith Gregory was feeling fine when a routine diagnostic test, an electrocardiogram, or EKG, discovered serious heart problems.
Discovered that I'd had not only 1 heart attack, but I'd had 2 that I was totally unaware of. I didn't notice extra fatigue. I didn't notice any weakness, any lack of physical strength. I was not aware of any heart problems whatsoever. So what I found out was a complete surprise.
After an angiogram, Keith underwent triple bypass surgery and had a pacemaker installed. But those steps weren't enough. Several months later, he received a life-saving heart transplant.
That was the only option at that time. It was a transplant or nothing.
Although he must take anti-rejection medication and carefully monitor his diet, Keith has returned to work and is enjoying exercise.
I'm doing everything that I was doing before all of this happened to me. And I feel great. It's absolutely wonderful. But it hasn't changed who I am or anything. I mean, I'm still the same basic person that I was. I just have a profound respect and admiration and affection for people who heal.
In addition to the doctors and nurses that cared for him, Keith says the love and support from his wife, daughter, and friends helped him to pull through.
It's a cliche, but you're not alone and people help you. It's just wonderful, you know, to be alive. And sometimes we get all caught up in our daily existence, and we sometimes forget to appreciate that, I think. And so I think it brought home to me again sort of that, boy, this is really an absolutely wonderful thing just to wake up in the morning.
After enduring an ordeal that lasted for months, Keith's wife treasures every moment that the couple spends together.
If you're so grateful for the ordinary, I think you take the ordinary for granted. And the ordinary is a wonderful part of life.